Hello friends, welcome to another weekly top-down analysis video on gold and GJ. So as usual, we are going to start with the monthly time frames, and then we'll go to lower time frames, weekly, daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, and 30 minutes. So without wasting any time, let's get started. First of all, we are going to start with the gold monthly time frame. So as we can see that we had the resistance. So as we can see, the last monthly candle closed bearish at the resistance. So as we, analyze in the previous weeks, we anticipated that there was pretty high probability for the new monthly candle, this monthly candle to, break the low and, go down, but that did not happen. And as we can see, the price has, this monthly candle has broken the high of the previous monthly candle. Now, the probability of going this candle to the downside has decreased a lot. So now, to anticipate the price action further, we will have to wait for this monthly candle to close. A lot will depend on how this new monthly candle closes, because as we can see, we have a resistance here. Also, we have a resistance here. So a lot will depend upon how this March monthly candle closes, because if we close, if this new monthly candle closes above, this resistance or this resistance, then there will be pretty high probability for, the next monthly candle, which is April, to come up and retest, these highs here. So a lot will depends upon how, the March monthly candle closes. If we closes below, this level, this resistance, then it's going to be a 50-50 chance for the next monthly candle to go up or down, because in that situation, the price is definitely closing bullish, but it's respecting the resistance at the same time. So a lot will depends upon how this monthly candle closes. Now, to find out more details, let's go to lower time frames. So we will see what's happening on the weekly time frame. So as we can see on the weekly time frame, as you can see right here, the price came down, made a low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And, then we broke the previous high, made a high. And once we made this high, we anticipated the price to come down, find some kind of support, and then retest the previous highs, which the price already did. And as we can see, the price still continuing higher. So now the next target is going to be at this high. But what we are anticipating in terms of the price action, so as we can see, the price has made a new high. So now we will be anticipating some kind of pullback to the downside, that pullback, that pullback to the downside, and find some kind of support to continue higher. So we can find support in this area, or the price can come down, find support anywhere above this level. We should not break this low, because this is a higher low of this weekly uptrend. So, this, uptrend buys continue as long as we respect, this low of this uptrend. So we'll be looking for some kind of pullback, and then find some kind of support to continue higher, retest this high and more highs on the left hand side. This is something we are anticipating on the weekly time frame. Now, to find out more detail, let's go to lower time frame, daily. On the daily time frame, as we can see, the price was, as we can see here, the price was making high highs and higher low. Then we made the highest point, and from here, then we broke this support, this support. So basically, we made a low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And then here, as we can see, the price broke the previous high. So basically, we changed the market structure on the daily. We made high, and once we made the high, the price came down, but we did not break the previous low. So you can consider it a double bottom. You can consider this low as the higher low. So once it is done, the price came up, broke this high as well. So basically, we made a new high. It's a higher low, and right now, the price made a new high as well. So basically, as we can see, we are making higher highs and higher lows on the daily. So we are pretty much bullish on the daily as well. Weekly is bullish, daily is bullish. Now let's see more details on the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, as you can see, the price looks pretty much bullish, because we are making high highs and high lows. Starting from the lowest point, as we can see, we made a high, higher low, finding support. Price broke the previous high. Then again, we made a higher low. So from this whole consolidation, I'm just considering the highest point and the lowest point, right? So price find the support, and then we made a new high by breaking the previous high. So basically what we need at the moment, we need some kind of pullback maybe to this recent broken zone and finding some kind of support to continue higher and retesting the previous high. This is something we are anticipating on the 4-hour time frame. So basically we have the weekly bullish, daily bullish, 4-hour bullish. So now let's see more detail on the lower time frame, 1-hour time frame. 1-hour time frame also looks pretty much bullish. Now let's see. So let's start from here. We can see we made a high, price came down. Then here we did not break the previous high, but if you just look at lows, so we made a low, higher low, right? So as we can see, price came up, made a high, higher low, higher low. So price is pretty much bullish on the 1-hour time frame as well. So as we anticipated on the higher time frame, 4-hour and the daily, that we are looking for some kind of pullback. So same on the 1-hour time frame, we are waiting for some kind of pullback that can be into this area, right? Or the price can come down lower to find some kind of support to continue higher and retest the previous highs, right? This is something we are anticipating on the 1-hour time frame. Now let's see more details on the 30-minute time frame. So now we are in the 30-minute time frame, and until now we know that the weekly is bullish, daily is bullish, 4-hour is bullish, 1-hour is bullish. All higher time frames are bullish, right? So definitely when we are on the 30-minute time frame, we have our buys bullish, and we are looking for a bullish market structure and the long trades only, right? So now let's see the market structure on the 30-minute time frame. So we can see, let's start from here. We made a high, price came down. So basically we made a higher low, right? So here we did not break the previous high, or maybe I think we broke the previous high. Then we made a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? So as we can see on the 30-minute time frame as well, we are pretty much making higher highs and higher lows. So what we anticipate on the 30-minute, we are anticipating some kind of pullback as well, as we anticipate on other higher time frames. So by making a pullback, so we can say we might break this support and start making lower lows and lower highs on the 30-minute time frame, then eventually finding some kind of support maybe in this area, because on the higher time frames, 4-hour and the daily, we are anticipating some kind of pullback. So this can be happening on the 30-minute, finally finding some kind of support, and then we start making higher highs and higher lows on this 30-minute time frame. So this is something we anticipate on these different time frames. So now let's go to our next pair, which is GBPJPY. So on the GBPJPY, let's see what is happening on the GBPJPY. And we are going to start with the monthly time frame. So from the monthly time frame, we can see, the price is pretty much bullish, as we can see the market structure on the, GBPJPY on the monthly chart. So we, starting from the lowest point, we can say we made a high. So it's a higher low as compared to this low. So we made a high, higher low, higher high, higher low, find support. We made a new high, and right now the price came here. We made some kind of support. So now we are anticipating the price to come up and retest this high and more highs on the left hand side. That is something we see on the monthly time frame. So we are pretty much bullish on the monthly time frame. Now let's see more details on the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, as you can see, price looks pretty much bullish because we are making high highs and high lows. Starting from here, we can say we made a high, came down, we made a support, then price made a new high. You can consider it a higher low or the same low, and then we made a higher high, right? Higher low, price found support, we made a new high. This time, as you can see, we broke the previous low. We made a low, broke the previous low. So we made a lower low. But again, the price broke the previous high and continued that bullish momentum. So we made a new high. This time, we have made some kind of high, and right now we are anticipating the price to come up and retest the previous high because the market structure is bullish. So as you can see, definitely the market structure on the weekly is bullish, right? Now let's try to see more closely what is happening at the moment on the weekly time frame. Now, as we can see, there was a resistance here. The candle closes above, and we came up rejected by this resistance. We made a resistance, and as we can see, the last weekly candle closed back into the range. Now, as we can see, there is a support right here, So this was the range, price broke above the range and now closed back into the range. So once we close back into the range, it becomes a higher probability for the price to, uh, fill the whole range. So that is something can be anticipated. That is usually happen, and that is I have seen most of the time that if we close back into the range, then this move to the upside become a fake out, and there is pretty high probability for the next candle to come down. So definitely the market structure on the weekly is bullish, but if we talk about the probability of the next candle, then the probability of the next candle going down is pretty high, right? So for that analysis purpose, we will consider the weekly is bullish for us, right? Okay, now let's go to lower time frames, daily time frame, and let's see what's happening on the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, if we can see that the price made a high, higher low, high, high, higher low, we made a high, and after that, as we can see, the price came down, broke this support. So we came up, retested this area, and then again, the price rejected this area. So we can say the price on the daily is bearish at the moment. And as we have closed, if you see, as we can see, this last daily candle closed below the support. There is a pretty high probability for the next candle to come up and continue lower to retest this low and more lows on the left hand side. So basically what we can see, weekly is bearish, daily is bearish at the moment on the GBPJPY. Now to find out more details, we are going to go to lower time frames, which is 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frames, what we can see, starting from the highest point, we came down, we made a low, then we came up, we made a resistance, and price broke the previous low. So basically we made a new low. I'm going to consider the lowest point out of these levels here. So now we made a low, then we came up, this time we broke the previous high. So it looks like, okay, the price on the 4-hour time frame, broke the market structure. But, at that time, the daily and the weekly were still intact. So anyways, we broke the high. But after that, the price broke the low and basically continue this bearish momentum on the 4-hour chart. Then we came up, made a high, found the resistance, but we did not break the previous high. So continue this 4-hour bearish momentum right now. Again, we broke the previous low, and then right now we are between this high and this low. So we can say the 4-hour market structure is bearish. And if we just look more closely what is happening on the 4-hour time frame, then we can see that, okay, this was a resistance at one time, and this is a support at the moment, right? So what we can see, this was a resistance at one time, price broke and closed above, and then we formed some kind of support right here. Then we broke the support, and the candle closed back into the range. So as I mentioned earlier, so once we close back into the range there, it becomes a pretty high probability, for the price to, fill the whole range. So we anticipate the price to come down to this area and retest this support. This has become a pretty high probability at the moment, right? But also, if you see, we have this resistance, right, which the price created by closing bearish at this level. And also we have this support, as we can see, the candle closed bullish at this level. So we have this resistance, have this support. So now a lot will depend upon how the next 4-hour candle closes. If we have the next 4-hour candle closes above this level, it becomes a higher probability for the next candle to come up and retest these highs and these highs, at this level. But if we have the 4-hour candle closing bearish below this level, then it becomes a pretty high probability for the next candle to come down and retest these levels on the left hand side. So this is what we can see on the 4-hour time frame. Now let's see what is happening on the lower time frames. 1-hour time frame. On the 1-hour time frame, as we can see, on the 1-hour time frame, starting from the top, we can see, starting from the top point, we can see we made low. It's a lower high because the price did not close above the previous high, right? So we made a lower high. We made a lower, the price is between, the price is very, as we did not break the previous low. So basically we are bearish on the 1-hour time frame, and we are anticipating the price to break the support and continue going to the downside. But also at the same time, as we have this resistance, so if we have a candle closing, if we have a candle closing above this level, then there'll be a pretty high probability for the price to come up and at least retest this high. Maybe the price can come up this high as well, but the price will be bearish as long as we respect this high here. So that is something we see on the 1 hour time frame. So basically what we see, weekly is bearish, daily is bearish, 4 hour is bearish, and 1 hour is bearish as well, right? So let's go to 30-minute time frame and find out what's happening there. On the 30-minute time frame, as we can see, the price made a low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low. And as you can see, we made a lower high and we made a lower low. And at this point, we broke the previous high. So it looked like we broke the market structure on the 30-minute time frame, but we'll need some more confirmation to see, because all higher time frames are still bearish. And so right now, as we can see, we have a resistance right here, and we have support at the same time. Now to see more closely what we can anticipate on the 30-minute time frame, we can see that okay, we have resistance and we have support. There are more support downside. These are resistance and this is a resistance, right? So if we have a candle closing above this level, then it become a pretty high probability for the next candle to come up and retest this high. But at the same time, if we have a candle closing below the support, then it becomes pretty high probability for the next candle to come down and retest this low. So a lot will depends upon, we are in a range at the moment. This is a resistance, this is a support. A lot will depends upon which side we get the breakout. But we have to keep in our mind that all higher time frames are bearish. So there'll be pretty high probability for the price to come down. Even what the price can do, price can come up, get rejected from this area and continue this bearish momentum to the downside. This can also be a probability. So that is that. This was a small analysis on the gold and GJ from the monthly to the 30-minute time frame. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you really did like the video, share the video and subscribe to the channel in order to support the channel and YouTube algorithm. Thank you very much. See you in another video.